Welcome back, YouTube. So in this video, I'm going to take a different spin on how I normally do things and kind of just divulge a little bit into my reasons for supporting Dogecoin for this long and what I believe is just makes the difference and makes it the anomaly when it comes to Dogecoin. What I believe is going to cause it to be disruptive in the market. I've often got the questions because I do a number of things for investments, stocks, options. I do have other crypto holdings, and people have asked, why do you support Dogecoin? What do you see in Dogecoin that's different? A lot of these things, and my reasons have not changed. Dogecoin, I believe, it has the potential to be an anomaly, and a large part of that is its association with Elon Musk and his potential to just bring it to a different altitude. When I started even talking about Dogecoin, when I purchased my first Dogecoin, Elon didn't own Twitter. Elon, it wasn't even what it was today. It was like, I think, 2 pennies when I got my first Dogecoin. And as I started researching, even in the community and for what it could become, and then when Elon started talking about it publicly, and it just became this huge phenomenon that kind of took over the market and was one of the year's largest gainers. And personally, in my opinion, well, I believe it's almost like a fact, but Dogecoin is responsible for about 80% of these new cryptos that popped up over the last couple of years, especially the ones named after dogs or even Doges and Enus and stuff like that. But I think that it just kind of changed the game, and it kind of put the perspective on crypto that it's not just for these coins that are thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. It kind of opened it up for the retail sector. And the biggest thing of when I think of the association with Doge and Elon is really the game changer that it has to become literally the internet currency. Literally, it has the opportunity here. Elon has the capability of putting Doge in that atmosphere. And it really comes down to the Twitter allocation of whether or not it's going to be used for payment, or will it be the only coin used for payment. And something like that has the potential to absolutely skyrocket the price. That can certainly change everything fundamentally that we know about the coin. You'll see a lot of comments talking about the unlimited supply and the 135 billion coins and stuff like that. When you're talking about a coin being used for monetary purposes as a method of exchange, that is not a lot of money. When you bring in millions of people using this coin, a coin that's worth less than a dime right now for monetary purposes, that is not a lot of coins. Even if you took the wallets, and I've done this a number of times. Last year, it was, if you took the number of wallets that held Dogecoin and they simply held $1,700 in Dogecoin, there would be no more available. Now, and that's only at 4 million wallets. Imagine 50 million wallets. And imagine Dogecoin being that primary method of exchange on Twitter for whatever methods. And everybody has $50 of Dogecoin and $20 of Dogecoin for tipping, for Twitter Blue, for badges, for content creation, whatever Elon rolls out. It quickly changes the game. But when I think of the evolution of Twitter, because I know that Elon said that he's going to take it public again one day in the future. When I think about the evolution of Twitter, I think about Twitter evolving and being used as that method of exchange here, for even with this cryptocurrency, for something like a Dogecoin, almost as like a cash app. Like if you're settling, or if you, I know you guys remember PayPal and Elon's involvement with that. That's kind of what I think of when I think of the crypto evolution capabilities on Twitter. Like, it can just really fundamentally change the game, and it doesn't have to necessarily be Twitter related. It can be, you could be settling balances with your Twitter wallet, saying, hey, okay, what's your, literally similar to Cash App, like, hey, what's your Twitter handle? And, I'll send you $50 for, $20 or whatever for lunch, and they get sent in Dogecoin and stuff like that. That's coins that's never going to return to the exchanges. I'm sure Elon has mentioned it. I'm sure he's going to have a wallet where you're able to own your own keys on the platform. Those coins are never going to turn into exchanges. That's going to create a scarcity on the coin count, on the coin supply. And that's going to make it much more difficult to short. That's going to make it much more difficult even when it's being lent out. These brokerages are going to have to account for that. And you'll see the price of to short increase dramatically. And you'll see the amount of shorts taken out decrease dramatically. So I think that this can go somewhere fundamentally that we haven't seen before. This can be literally that disruption in the retail sector of crypto yet again. I think that when we saw the explosion of Dogecoin and the retail sector really come into crypto because of it, I think that in the long term, that's probably just phase one of the retail rush into crypto. I think that we are in a very unique position here to have a phase two, and this one will has the capacity to surpass anything we've seen in phase one. And I think that we I think a lot of people, because even when it comes down to crypto, and I know everybody got shiny object syndrome when a lot of the other coins came out, because it evolved from something that was having fundamentals and having leadership and having that anomaly being a part of the coin to, let's just put out, as many coins as possible. And if you get in early enough and we pump it, you can make money. And then that became the new hustle for crypto. And a lot of people got burned and a lot of people are upset. And they kind of looked away from crypto. But I think that we're going to have a rebalancing. I think that most of the cryptos in the market right now are going to disappear. I believe that they're going to show their true colors over the next couple of years or so. And I think that 90%, if not a little more than that, of all the crypto of the 20,000 roughly cryptos, I think about 90% plus of them are worthless. And I think that that'll be revealed very soon. And I think that this is going to just cause a focus on the coins that have been around for a while and withstood the test of time and have that history of surviving cycles and stuff like that. And it becomes apparent that they're not just cash grabs. They have their own unique spaces that they've settled into. And I think this is going to cause a focus when it comes down to people's crypto allocations. And I think this is going to really just change the narrative on crypto and get it back toward its true self, whether that's, Bitcoin being a store of value, Ethereum being for smart contracts and integration like that, and Doge, whether that's for internet currency. And everyone just kind of settles into their own niche, because it's not about one coin being a one fit for all. You can have several coins fit into several different niches, and they can appeal to several different types of audiences. If you don't see Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and stuff like that saying that, oh, well, or Discover saying, oh, well, only one of us can exist. They all serve their own purposes. They have their own fees. They have their own clienteles. And I did a video on that a couple of years ago, breaking out the coins and ranking them like those credit card processing companies. So I think that's something similar to what we're going to see here with Doge and with crypto in general. But I think that we have the opportunity here, even at these prices, to really do something special. I think that with these prices and where I believe personally where Doge can go, I think that we haven't seen the best of it yet. And I think that a lot of it, and I don't want to say that a lot of it just depends on Elon, but for me and my reasoning, it does. Because that's what makes the difference. That's what's going to put Dogecoin, literally give it the space and that pedestal that it needs to become the internet currency. Because you have to remember, the institutions have already chosen their coins, right? Whether that's Ethereum, Bitcoin, and stuff like that. Bitcoin is if crypto is the soda industry, Bitcoin is Coca-Cola, right? And it has the institutions have already spoken. So retail, in a nutshell, will have the money, or at least the ability to organize that kind of money to put it in a space to be competitive on that level. Elon does, and for the most part, up until now, he has put it in the space so that it can be competitive. It's consistently remained in the top 10 cryptocurrencies since its emergence on a mass scale with retail. And I think that with that integration, with Elon being making the difference here and being able to put it in the space of having that utility and stuff on Twitter, I think that that can make the difference. And I think that we can see it evolve into something that really special. And I think that these prices that we see now are not going to be able to sustain themselves at their current levels, right? I think that when we start seeing those scarcity or that we start seeing the coins leave the brokerages in mass amounts and going into their own private wallets, because I've been talking about ledgers and getting your own wallets and stuff like that for over a year now. But when we start to see people on Twitter, whether they are investing in Dogecoin or simply just want to make an exchange to one of their friends, and they don't even care about Dogecoin, all of that still helps. All of that plays a part. And when we start seeing these coins leave these exchanges and go into private wallets, not to return to the exchanges, so none of the pump and dumps and stuff like that, but it's actually being used as a currency, that's when you're going to get the true value. Because a lot of people are holding right now just so that they can sell in the future and try and flip it back into fiat. But when you have enough of the avenues to purchase or to use your coins as money, that need to flip it back into fiat won't be there or be as great. It'll be okay. I can take some cash, but because I can shop here, and buy this, and do these exchanges here, I can keep X amount of money in Dogecoin, or keep my money in Dogecoin, or this is going to be my allocation in Dogecoin. That's what's going to make the difference. And I think that that's going to be the really just the forefront of the movement going forward. And I think that that is only possible with the Elon and Twitter integration. So I know that's a very common thing. People say, oh, well, he doesn't have to be the big deal and stuff like that. And I know that's people have their own opinions and stuff. But for me and my reasonings, that is the big deal. That's the biggest factor that I'm involved with the coin. I don't believe retail has the money nor the organization to put Dogecoin in that space. So I think that with Elon, it became a lot easier, and it was covered a lot of ground. So those are my reasons as far as for Elon. And with that, I believe that, and I'll make this final point because I know this video is getting a little long. I think that once you have the integration with Twitter and we start to see the success of that, I think it'll be a lot easier for other businesses to start accepting Dogecoin as well. And I think then we'll see even another wave explode from there. Because right now, in my opinion, if I'm a business owner, crypto still seems very skeptical. You got things like FTX and Voyager and Celsius and all these exchanges that we've seen over the last year, all these bankruptcies and frauds and scandals and stuff like that. I don't want to start opening up an account and start taking in millions of dollars in crypto. And then, it goes bankrupt, or I find out that I got all this crypto and it's illiquid. That's a nightmare for me. So I need to see a proven system of integration of this stuff actually working before I decide to make this a major part of my business. And when I'm talking businesses, I'm talking about major businesses, whether that's a corporation like McDonald's or Amazon and stuff like that. People got very mad at Amazon when they pretty much refused Elon's Dogecoin and said, we'll create our own coin, Grimace coin. I didn't get upset. I completely understood that. That makes perfect sense. They want to have control over the coin because of what they've seen. And this is that skepticism that's kind of still there in the market. And you have to kind of look at it from their point of view and not just saying, oh, hey, take this crypto and kind of ignore everything that you've seen over the last few years. It's very difficult to do that. So I think that someone has to go first, right? And I think that if that happens with Twitter, we'll see that someone go first, and then we'll see people come after it. And I think that's where we can kind of see things on a major scale of adoption kind of go back and forth, and whether that's on Amazon or McDonald's and stuff. And even if it's not Dogecoin completely, like if Dogecoin is the coin that all the other cryptos and stuff get traded in and out of, that'll be fantastic as well. And again, the I can't give a concrete number on what that would do for price for people who've been holding for a while or even entering into the coin, but I know it won't be 9 cent or 6 cent. I can tell you that much. So those are my reasonings for holding, for acquiring these Dogecoin and still believing in those prices. This is one of the opportunities that I believe I have to be an opportunity to be a pioneer in the crypto sector and be a part of something that kind of changes the game. And that's kind of what I said initially. I want it to be a part of something, disruptive, and see where this goes, because I believe it has the opportunity to change the whole crypto sector. And I believe we're on track for that. I don't think it's happened as fast as people would like, but I do believe that we're on track for that. So, if you have your own reasons, by all means, do your own research. Just decide for yourself what you want to do. If you want to get out, if you want to hold and see where this train goes, it's completely up to you. When I do my charting and my analysis, stuff like that, I'm only doing short-term and long-term time frames so that you can get an idea of what to expect. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, short, dump, pump, all that kind of good stuff. Completely up to you. I'm just covering the chart, short-term, long-term. But for me, I'm long-term, and I just kind of like to know if we're building strength or not, and just kind of get a look at the short-term as kind of like a progress report. So those are all of my reasons, at least for the most part, for believing in Doge and still thinking it's going to make a difference here in the near future. So, as a matter of fact, for those of you who kind of, some of you have been subscribed to me since like a couple of years ago. So let me know your reasons for still holding Doge in the comment section if it has anything to do with Elon, because I kind of like to do an assessment of the community here. So, and if anything interesting comes up, I'll make a video about it. But let me know in the comments what your reasonings are for holding Doge, believing in Doge, and I will get back to as many of you as possible. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.